Seasonality is a part of life, but is it something that we can accept? Welcome to Strip Coverlet, where we squeeze the bigger picture out of literature. I am Adrian Ford, and we are here for another poetry discussion, which will appear, of course, in the poetry discussion playlist here on the channel, now cruising towards 650 videos strong. The poem in question today is known as Ode to the West Wind by Percy Shelley, and it reads as such. 1. O wild west wind, thou breath of autumn's being, thou from whose unseen presence the leaves dead are driven like ghosts from an enchanter fleeing, yellow and black and pale and hectic red, pestilence-stricken multitudes, O thou who chariotest to their dark wintry bed. The winged seeds, where they lie cold and low, each like a corpse within its grave, until thine azure sister of the spring shall blow her clarion o'er the dreaming earth, and fill driving sweet buds like flocks to feed in air with living hues and odors plain and hill. Wild spirit, which art moving everywhere, destroyer and preserver, hear, oh hear, oh hear. 2. Thou on whose stream, mid the steep sky's commotion, loose clouds like earth's decaying leaves are shed, shook from the tangled bows of heaven and ocean, angels of rain and lightning there are spread on the blue surface of thine airy surge, like the bright hair uplifted from the head of some fierce Maenaid, even from the dim verge of the horizon to the zenith's height, the locks of the approaching storm, thou dirge of the dying year, to which this closing night will be the dome of vast sepulchre, vaulted with all thy congregated might of vapors, from whose solid atmosphere black rain and fire and hail will burst, O hear. 3. Thou who didst waken from his summer dreams the blue Mediterranean, where he lay, lulled by the coil of his crystalline streams, beside a pumice isle in Bysshe's Bay, and saw in sleep old palaces and towers quivering within the waves' intenser day, all overgrown with azure moss and flowers so sweet, the sense faints picturing them, thou for whose path the Atlantic's level powers cleave themselves into chasms, while far below the sea blooms and the oozy woods which wear the sapless foliage of the ocean know thy voice and suddenly grow gray with fear and tremble and despoil themselves, O hear. 4. If I were a dead leaf thou mightest bear, if I were a swift cloud to fly with thee, a wave to pant beneath thy power and share the impulse of thy strength, only less free than thou, O uncontrollable, if even I were as in my boyhood, and could be the comrade of thy wanderings over heaven, as then when the outstrip thy skiey speed scarce seemed a vision, I would never have striven, and thus with thee in prayer in my sore need, oh lift me as a wave, a leaf, a cloud. I fall upon the thorns of life, I bleed, a heavy weight of hours enchained and bowed, one to like thee, tameless and swift and proud. 5. Make me thy lyre, even as the forest is, What if my leaves are falling like its own? The tumult of thy mighty harmonies will take from both a deep autumnal tone. Sweet though in sadness be thou, spirit fierce, my spirit, be thou me, impetuous one. Drive my dead thoughts over the universe like withered leaves to be quicken a new birth, and by the incantation of this verse, scatter as from an unextinguished hearth ashes and sparks my words among mankind. Be through my lips to unawakened earth the trumpet of a prophecy. O wind, if winter comes, can spring be far behind? So first off, I think it is necessary to kind of acknowledge how breathless this poem feels. How it feels like you can't stop, even at the numbered verses. Why is that? Well, part of it's because this poem is aiming to make the passage of time feel as if it's going too fast. We get season after season after season here, reminding us death is near. The end is coming, whether you like it or not, whether you're prepared or not, whether you are thinking about the end being near or not, it is. Now, a lot of the conversation around this poem is about rebirth, and I think it's because of that final couplet there. The trumpet of a prophecy. Prophecy has to do with the future. O wind, if winter comes, winter being death, winter being the cold, can spring be far behind? And yeah, this poem, you can really summarize it if you wanted to be something about rebirth, to be something about renewal, to be something about recycling, the cycle of life, these sorts of ideas. I don't think that's where this poem stays. I think this poem ends there. But I want to know why the conversation around this poem circles around renewal. I don't think it has to do simply with the place that this poem ends. I think that it's something which is very alluring to us. Renewal, rebirth, recycling. Not recycling trash, but doing the cycle over. I think it has to be. I think that every year, I live in the Midwest of the United States, Kansas City. We have all 4 seasons, kind of. Really, what we have is hot summer and cold winter. But we briefly see spring, and we kind of recognize fall. Every spring after the winter, every spring after the snow, feels new again. The winter is so foreboding, the idea that snow and ice will come again. You're kind of trapped by your own thought process. You're kind of trapped by your own paradigms of what you could be doing. I think that's part of this poem as well. It's not just about the spring. It's about the winter here. It's about the fall. It's about the summer. It's about the leaves that turn and go. Not just the idea of renewal, not just the idea of rebirth, but the idea that time goes on. Everything marches forward. Everything becomes new again to an extent, but it's never new. It's never new again. It was new once. You were new once. You were young before. You're only getting older. The idea is that instead of just this and then all of a sudden rebirth, what this poem I think is expressing is something cyclical. So rebirth, rebirth, rebirth. And in this, I don't think it can be called rebirth as much as renewal, and perhaps not renewal as much as recycle. That is all I have for this poetry discussion. If you like or appreciate what it is that I do here, hitting the like button really does help me out, as it tells YouTube to share this video with other literature lovers. And if you find yourself here by chance but not design, literature is the only thing I talk about on the channel, dropping multiple videos every single week, and I hope to have you back for the next one.